So today I'm doing another section in Maine. This is from Route 4 in Rangeley to Saddleback Mountain, but the reason I'm doing this is because the Crawfords are out here, and I'm trying to catch them. They are staying at our house, not tonight, but tomorrow night, and I just thought I'd surprise them and pretend I don't know who they are. And they have a 35-minute lead on me. Historically, thru hikers have hiked probably twice as fast as I do. So, oh boy. I did 26:21 for my first mile. That's pretty good for Maine. So when we invited the Crawfords to stay at our house, I had a big fear that they might smell really bad, because one time I picked up an AT thru hiker on Route 2 in Williamstown, Mass. And gave him a ride to the trailhead. And my car stunk for a whole week, so I was like, oh man, I hope our house doesn't smell for a whole week. When I actually caught up to Cammie, she smelled pretty damn good. I was shocked. None of them smelled really, which was just a big surprise and big relief. Hi. Pretty crappy day to be out hiking, huh?
Yeah, right.
So right when I met them, we lost the trail, or they lost the trail. They didn't go up the stream of water that was running down the trail, but I went over and found where the trail was. Yeah, it's over here. When we were hiking the AT, we not only avoided hiking in the rain, we would usually take a day or two off after a big rainstorm and wait for the trail to dry out a little bit. So we never experienced this, but I suspect this is very common for real AT thru hikers to go through hell every day they're out there. It's just awful. So while I was hiking along with them, I didn't reveal that they were going to be staying with us. I was going to say, wow, you picked a really shitty weekend to come out and backpack. And then I was going to say, is this a Girl Scout troop? I didn't do it. After just some small talk, I finally said, hey, I'm Brad, and you're going to be staying with us, and here's what happened there. It's going to be hard to hear.
How far are you guys going?
Just to Saddleback and down.
Okay.
How far are you going?
We're going to try and get over Saddleback. We're trying to get 16 miles today somewhere, so.
I know we are. They're staying at our house tomorrow night.
Oh my gosh! You're Brad?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's a trip.
Last night I decided, you know what? I'm not going to ride my bike. I think I'll go try to catch them.
Oh my gosh.
I went to the store in the morning and I got Cherry Coke, chocolate milk, and unfortunately I didn't get the kids anything but a coffee. So.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a trip.
I'll keep carrying it up till you take a break.
I was like, this guy looks kind of strange to me. Day hiking on a day like this, but whatever.
So one thing I noticed while I was hiking with them, they were quite safety conscious. Ben would definitely hold Felia's hand crossing anything difficult. At the break, Ben told them what the next section was going to be like and said it's going to be all exposed rock and be very careful. Don't trust your footing on any of the rocks. They might be very slippery. At one point I was hiking behind Seven and he said, watch out. And I didn't pay much attention to what he had said and I stepped in a puddle that was like knee deep and almost wrecked my knee. So they are very safety conscious and communicate with each other when there's dangerous stuff coming up. Okay, what do you want to drink?
I can drink
Chocolate milk.
Coke.
Cherry Coke. Pomegranate juice. Gotta go this way. Oh, you're getting blueberries? Good idea. Alright, so I missed it. Pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice.
Yeah.
And
Oranges.
oranges? Or orange juice? Orange juice. Juice, okay. One thing I used to wonder about when I'd watch the Crawfords videos was how hard is this for Felia? Because she is so young and so small, but she was leading the group right up this hill to the top of Saddleback Mountain like it was nothing. Her pack is pretty light compared to everybody else's, so that was good to see. So that was it for that day. The next day we were supposed to meet them around noon at the river as they're coming off of Sugarloaf Mountain. And they were a couple hours later than they expected.
Hi, I'm Beth.
Yeah.
Hi, Dove.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It's so awesome to see you pop out of the woods. How's everybody doing?
They're doing great. I think they're a little behind.
Yep. Well, we were a little worried.
Yeah.
Brad just went up to the road to see if we had cell phone coverage.
So eventually the rest of the Crawfords came out of the woods and crossed the river and walked down Caribou Pond Road about a mile to our van where we ate lunch. Then they did the Crockers without their packs. Felia was pretty funny. She would do everything in her power to keep her shoes dry.
Your family is awesome.
Thank you.
And to be able to
Don't
do
make me
this
cry.
as a family, I'm gonna cry. I already cried to you. That to do this together, like you're
So what are we having for lunch today? We love that segment. We love it. Yes, we do. When they got to Route 27, we gave them the option of hiking 1 more mile so that the next day when they did the Bigelows, it would be a little bit shorter. And they said, okay, we're going to run the whole thing. They start running, and Eden had the kid, and Felia was the last one, and I could barely keep up with them because they ran the whole freaking way over to here. Then we gave them a ride back to our house. We didn't actually eat dinner till 9:30 p.m. because everybody had to take showers and they had to do their laundry and stuff like that. But after dinner, we gave Eden a little surprise. So as you know, we think you're all amazing. Every single one of you are just blow our minds, especially your father. He just is an awesome parent, and you are extremely lucky to have parents like these guys. And you might not feel like that when you're out on the trail. My personal favorite of all of you guys, unfortunately, and I love all of you, is Eden. I think you are just awesome. You're
no,
so
what it is we love the way you do your lunches. How
You seem really serious, and you know, you were the first one doing your dishes right here, and everybody else is playing, and it's just cool that you seem so responsible. You might not be in real life, but it seems like you are in videos. And the lunch thing is really entertaining, I think. So we really appreciate that. And got something for you, because I think you like these things. Oh. It's going to be a little heavy, so you might want to share them with everybody else.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But there's more.
Okay.
Wait, how did they know that?
I don't know, she was commenting today that she wanted to eat those every lunch forever.
Hopefully, you may be able to take those for tomorrow's lunch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you carry them in your slack pack?
Yeah.
At least one of them, and the rest we'll save for
The next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brownies too.
Yeah, the brownies
Actually,
are.
we should
Yeah.
do those first.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you
We
guys.
we have
really
more
enjoyed the
surprises
videos.
since you're staying here tomorrow. We have other things.
Oh yeah, we do.
We have a.
Alright.
We'll save it for.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to carry them, but
Yeah.
Alright, Juliet, you need to go to bed right now, okay?
Yeah.
all right. So on the second day after breakfast, we took the Crawfords to begin the hike across the Bigelows and dropped them off. And then we were originally only going to have them stay at our house one night, but they decided they'd like to stay 2, which was fine with us. So Cammie gave us a grocery list so we could help resupply them, because there's no stores really anywhere near where we lived in Maine. And we also had very small quantities of food in our house, nothing enough to feed the whole family, so we had to go shopping anyway. Up in Maine, our only 2 choices for groceries are Fodder's Market in Stratton, which is like 20 miles west of us, and Tranton's in Kingfield, which is like 20 miles east of us. So we chose Tranton's because it's a little nicer store. When we got there, we had quite the surprise because the store had been struck by lightning, not once, but twice. And anything that was refrigerated was taken off the shelves and put somewhere in the back where you couldn't buy it. So we were pretty limited in our selection of what we could buy them, but we did get some pasta, and that's what we had for dinner that night. So after going grocery shopping, we went to go pick up the Crawfords at the end of the Bigelows, and man, was it raining. We're going to pick up the Crawfords, and it has been pouring. Absolutely pouring. They're probably up there in the pouring rain. Okay, this is what it's like hiking with the Crawfords. We just ran 2 miles down the hill, off of the Bigelows after you guys have done how many miles? 6:17. And we ran it because of this. Okay, we're gonna have a race. Ready? Go. Oh no. Go left. Nice job.
Thank you.
Way to go, Mom and Dad. We beat the storm. Woo! So we got done a little earlier that day, and we were able to play a little bit with at least the two younger kids. And Memory made a rock cairn. That was pretty cool. Felia vacuumed out our entire garage, which was awesome. But the day before, we had told Felia that we were going to have a Appalachian Trail Trivial Pursuit game, and we told her that one of the questions was going to be how long is the Appalachian Trail, and that we were going to use Siri as the official record. How long is the Appalachian Trail?
The answer I found is 2,184 miles.
So I had Felia try to remember 2184, 2184, 2184, and she had a hard time with it, but the next morning, she actually had remembered it, and I was psyched because later that day, we had the Trivial Pursuit game, and unfortunately we didn't film it, but she got 2184 when we asked how long's the Appalachian Trail, and Dove was flabbergasted, just flabbergasted. She said she doesn't even know numbers this high. It was so funny. So the next morning they ate breakfast really quickly and got ready to get going on their journey again. You guys are so well organized. I guess you should be this far in, huh?
Just get used to it. Switch stuff around.
So they actually got to do a couple more miles along Flagstaff Lake without their packs, and when they came out of the woods, they had toasted me. I couldn't keep up with them. And here's how they looked when they came out of the woods.
Whoa, what'd you do with Brad, Felia? What'd you do? You ditched him. All right, 7. Woohoo. Yeah, do that again. Do it again. Do it again. Yay. Oh, I hope I got that. It was short, wasn't it? I know, isn't it? Wait, let me, you guys get there. Let me get you by it. 7, let me get you by it. All right.
And that was it. They got to our van, picked up their packs, and headed off to Carrrabassett, and eventually made it to Katahdin. It was a real honor and a privilege to have had the Crawfords stay at our house. They were super nice and very considerate. They always had somebody watching Rainier. He was never left alone. They kept their packs in our garage, and the tents and the smelly shoes. They're just very considerate, and Cammie was way nicer than I expected her to be, and Ben too. So as an AT thru-hiker enthusiast, I follow several YouTubers each year. I'd have to say that their accomplishment was the most impressive of any that I have followed so far. And it was like the ultimate fanboy experience to have them stay with us. Thanks for watching.